welcome you back to the Tubetown studios for another edition of the Tubetown Game of the Week pregame show. I am Marcus Carlton, your host for tonight. This is week 8 of the high school football season, and we're featuring yet another homecoming tonight as Brookland will host Trumann. But before jumping into this week's matchup between the Wildcats and the Bearcats, let's recap last week's 2A matchup between Cross County and the EPC Warriors. Now, EPC came into this game with all the confidence in the world, undefeated, 6-0 on top of that mountain, and only losing 3 games at home in the last 3 years. Cross County Thunderbirds, they're like the honey badger. They just didn't care. After giving up a 63-yard touchdown run to Aaron Scales on the second play of the game, the Thunderbirds struck back and struck big. Now let's take a look in this week's edition of the 2-minute drill.
And welcome to Lepanto, everyone. It is homecoming time as the EPC Warriors are set to host the Cross County Thunderbirds. Should be a great matchup. The rest of the team followed by Scales right there, who's taking off down the middle. Across midfield, juking, breaks back right. And he could be gone, got a blocker out front. Aaron Scales is going to take it to the house. Touchdown! EPC Warriors on the board just like that. Fighting ahead, still on his feet, bringing back, and he's going to go to the house. Anthony Davis, 28-yard run. Rolling right, wants to throw it, and he throws the interception. Right back to the
what a block! That's a pick six, Brandon.
That is a pick six for Jake Smith. All the way to Thunderbirds have the lead. Standing up, touchdown. 2 plays in a row here. And he dives down in the goal line and gets it. Touchdown. Would have had to have been sometime in 2012. Now look at Anthony Davis hurdling. He's turning on that
He's
speed.
gone.
Anthony Davis with a huge strike, 50 yards. And pouring it on.
So the Warriors took an early lead at 8-0 in the first 45 seconds, but their scoring was done for the night after that as Cross County answered with 36 straight to give you your final score of 36-8. Anthony Davis got the scoring started for Cross County with a 28-yard touchdown to make it 8-6 in the first quarter. Then Jake Smith, he made the play of the night. Interception of Aaron Scales' pass, and he took it 85 yards to the house for the pick six. That gave Cross County a lead of 14-8, and they never relinquished that lead the rest of the night. Davis ends the night with 26 carries, 142 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He also had 1 receiving touchdown for 28 yards. Jerry Andrews got in the end zone with a 1-yard TD dive. Torrance Townsend had a good night also, 7 of 12, 165 yards, 1 touchdown, and only 1 interception. Now, it was the Thunderbird defense that stole homecoming from EPC. They shut down Aaron Scales after that early TD run in the first quarter. On the second play of the game, Scales finished the night with 4 of 17 passing, 46 yards, and 2 interceptions. After that long touchdown, he got hit pretty hard a couple times by the Thunderbirds defense. You might even say he got rocked a little bit. He wasn't quite the same after that. He got up with a limp late in the first quarter, stayed in the game, but he never was really able to play the game the way he likes to play it. Now, hopefully he's okay and can bounce back because EPC really needs him this week as they take on Earl in Lepanto. EPC is now 6-1 overall, 3-1 in the 2A conference. Cross County improves to 5-2 overall, and they still got that good 4-0 undefeated conference record. Now, we're going to take a 1-minute break, and on the other side of the preview, we will have your matchup tonight between the 2-5 Wildcats of Trumann and the 2-5 Bearcats of Brookland. We got a big cat fight tonight, so don't go anywhere. The pregame show rolls on after this.
This is a seed, and this is a farmer. Together, they're responsible for creating 1 in 12 American jobs. Yes, you heard right. 1 in 12 American jobs are related to the family farm. From row to row across this great nation, every farmer counts.
Kaiser LP Gas Company is a family-owned propane company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural customers in Craighead, Crittenden, Poinsett, and Mississippi counties in northeast Arkansas. Located on Highway 181 South in Kaiser, Arkansas, Kaiser LP Gas can fill all of your propane needs, whether it's for farm equipment, your home, or business. Kaiser LP Gas has you covered. Call today at 870-526-2198.
And we welcome you back. Now, tonight's game of the week features two 4A3 teams that are basically trying to play spoiler from this point on out. Both teams come into the game 2-5 on the year. Now, Trumann is coming off their first conference win in 3 years. They're 1-3 in conference play, while Brookland, they're looking to break on through and get that first conference win. Now, the Wildcats exploded last week on Harrisburg, taking that contest 44-39. Now, the problem has been in their 3 other conference games where they've scored 24 combined points. Now, that's not going to win you very many games when you're playing the likes of Pocahontas and Gosnell. Now, Trumann coach Scott Waymeyer's focus set in the offseason was about hitting the weights and getting stronger so they wouldn't be pushed around by their competition this year. Now, it appears that that focus has paid off, and Coach Waymeyer seems to be steering this program in the right direction. Now, they've given up 60 fewer points this year than they did through 7 games last season, and they've already got 2 wins to show for it. Now, they're led on offense by senior quarterback Justin Lyles, who actually was injured and ended his season in this matchup last year when he tore his ACL. Now, he's been very efficient passing the ball this year. He's 34-54, 462 yards. Moving on, Grayson Dye was all-conference last year for the Wildcats, and he leads the team in rushing this year with 91 carries for 642 yards. Now, the Wildcats, they're going to try to play a little bit of Brett Bielema ball. They want to out-physical the Bearcats here tonight and control the time of possession. Lyles will also switch to fullback, and sophomore Garrett Woods will come in and play quarterback from time to time. Now, speaking of sophomores, Trumann, they've got a lot of them. They're stacked with sophomores. Almost as many sophomores on the team as seniors. Out of the 25 guys that are on the Trumann roster, 15 of those guys are underclassmen. Coach Waymeyer, who's in his 2nd year, should have a really strong team in the next 2 years as increasingly more kids buy into the system and the talented junior high kids continue to develop their talent to get ready for senior high ball. Now, the Wildcats are looking for their 2nd straight win for the first time in 4 years. You heard me right. If they win tonight, this will be their 2nd straight win for the first time in 4 years. Now, as for Brookland, they're 0-4 in conference, and they've given up more points in conference than anyone else. However, they are in a position that they could start the ball rolling tonight and maybe win their last 3 games if they get hot. They're 2-0 all-time against Trumann. They follow this game up tonight with Harrisburg next week, who has given up more points overall than anyone else in the 4A3 this year. Now, they finish up at Cave City, who's 2-2 in conference play on the year. The Bearcats are led by senior quarterback Drake Rainwater, who went 7 of 13 for 99 yards and a touchdown last week against Westside. He also led the team in carries from the rushing side of the ball. 17 carries, 57 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Now, Coach Mills, he's going to spread his carries around. He's got a platoon, you might say, of running backs who will get carries. Devin Huffman, Dalton Whiteside, Brett Robinson, and Ty Garner. So Brookland, they want to play very physical ball and keep it on the ground as much as possible as well. They average 202 yards per game on the ground and only 67 through the air. So they want that time of possession just like Trumann does. So who's going to establish the run game the best? Now, this was a great matchup last year that ended last year in Trumann, as Brookland ended up needing overtime to pull out the victory by a final score of 40-38. So here's our storylines that we've got to watch for tonight. Who's going to control the time of possession? Which senior QB is going to step up and make the big plays for his team when it counts the most? Now, as we said earlier, Brookland owns the series at 2-0, but Trumann is looking to ride the momentum of last week's big win over Harrisburg and claim the back-to-back wins for the first time in 4 years. It's a long time coming. Now, it's homecoming again tonight. That seems to be a theme lately the last few weeks here on Tubetown. It's also senior night at Brookland, so it's about that time. Let's take you live to Brookland for Friday night football. Brandon Reed, West Cisco, take it away, guys.
And thank you, Marcus Carlton. The Tubetown homecoming tour continues tonight. Your Tubetown Game of the Week is live in Brooklyn as the Bearcats are hosting the Trumann Wildcats. This is Brandon Reed, joined by Wes Cisco. And Wes, tonight we've got an interesting matchup. A couple of teams that are looking to get on the right track. We have Brookland, who is actually winless in the 4A3. Trumann, with a win last week, is looking for their second win, a back-to-back win for the first time in 4 years.
Like you said, Brandon, both teams are trying to get on the right track. They may be out of the playoff implications for this year, looking to build on this year going into next year.
Now, this was an interesting matchup last year as Brookland ended up taking it in Trumann in overtime by 2 points, 40-38. A lot of interesting notes on that game. First of all, your Trumann quarterback, Justin Lyles, went out of the game in the first series with a torn ACL, so he has a lot to prove here tonight, trying to bounce back and maybe put give a little bit of revenge to the Bearcats side. And also, that game, it was going down to the wire. Trumann actually led that game by 14 with 2 minutes to go. Brookland comes all the way back, scores with 1 second to go to tie it up. You go to overtime, Brookland scores 8. Trumann comes back down, scores, and they are just an inch short from tying that game up in overtime. So they fell just that short, 1 inch short.
And I talked to one of the parents today, being over for the Wildcats, and he said they've had this game circled since the schedule came out because they were so close at home in Poinsett County last year. They're ready to get that second win of the year, the second conference win of the year now against the Bearcats this year.
So a lot to prove for both sides. Both of these teams honestly playing for a lot of respect now. Both of them definitely on the outside looking in as far as playoffs go, that's for sure. As far as your keys of the game, I think definitely control the clock is going to be key for both sides here. I think both teams want to establish the run game and control that time of possession. Also on the Brookland side, it is homecoming and it is senior night all wrapped into one.
So big night. We've had, we got here early today, Brandon, and we've had folks out here just about the time we've been out here setting up. The Brookland faithful, the Brookland fans, they've been tailgating all day. They're ready to play some football.
They have been out here all day, and I appreciate the fine folks for feeding us well out here today. As usual, as I said before, the homecoming tour continues. And this should be a really, I would say, closely contested contest. Now, I know you couldn't come much closer than these two teams were last year. Again, Brookland still looking for that first conference win, sitting at 0-4 right now, while Trumann picked up the big win over Harrisburg last year, who is struggling in the 4A yet to win a conference game. I didn't really see that. I thought Harrisburg would be a little bit better, but we knew jumping up into the 4A would be a struggle for Harrisburg. So Trumann got the big win, and pretty much almost like a shootout last week, put up a lot of points.
Yes, they did. Running back Grayson Dye come out and just did a wonderful job. He was all conference last year. He's leading right now. He's leading the Wildcats with 91 carries for over 640 yards.
He will be an integral part of the Trumann Wildcat attack tonight. And as I mentioned before, Justin Lyles, you hate to see a kid with an injury, but he's bounced back in a fairly short amount of time, considering he tore his ACL. And I believe this game on the card last year was about the same time of year. So I think it's not been much more than a year, maybe a little less. He's bounced back and playing quarterback again for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and this year so far, Brandon, he's 34 out of 54 on passing for 462 yards for the Wildcats.
Very efficient. And on the other side, you have Drake Rainwater, who pretty much does it all for the Bearcats. He's really efficient passing the ball and running the ball. Last game, he was 7 for 13, 99 yards and a TD, and then also added 57 yards on the ground on 17 carries for 2 TDs as well. So he's the big senior, 6'4". I think it may also, another one of those keys to the game is which senior quarterback is going to make the bigger plays to coast to a win here tonight.
Yeah, and right now the Bearcats, they haven't had football long here in Brooklyn, and they have a 2-0 advantage over the Trumann Wildcats in head-to-head competition. You saw tonight's keys of the game. They're brought to you by Eye Care Trumann. Let Dr. Angela Howe and the staff at Eye Care Trumann bring life into focus for you. High Care Trumann, 807 West Main in Trumann.
We are set for the kickoff. Brookland will receive. Trumann to kick off. For Trumann kicking is number 12, Trey Simmons.
The kickoff is brought to you by Wood Ford Sales. Score big on a new vehicle from Wood Ford during savings season. Wood Ford Sales in Trumann and on the web at woodfordsalstrumann.com.
Now, I'll tell you what, when looking at Trumann, Wes, when they have some big receivers. 6'4", Kevontae Andrews, and that kicker, Trey Simmons, is 6'3".
Good return there by number 28, Devin Huffman for the Bearcats.
So Bearcats will start out with the ball here at homecoming on senior night with pretty good field position. Looks to be just short of the 35-yard line to start this thing. I know Coach Waymeyer for Trumann really worked on strength and conditioning in the offseason. Didn't want to get pushed around this year as he felt they have in previous years. First give is to number 5, Brett Robinson.
Handoff goes to Brett Robinson, brought down by Kevontae Andrews.
See where they place this ball. Going to be just on the other side of the 35. Call it a gain of a yard for Robinson. Give again, straight up the middle.
Like you said, B, at the beginning, both these teams want to establish a run game.
That was Drake Rainwater, the QB.
They're down at about 6.
Inches it up a couple more yards. So 2 runs straight out of the game. Going to be a 3rd and 6. And I think that's going to be Trumann jumping off.
White offside.
It is indeed. Didn't see any movement by the Bearcat side. A little bit too antsy on the Trumann sideline.
Still not enough for the first down. Going to be bring it from a 3rd and 6 down to a 3rd and 1, though.
Makes it a lot closer for the Bearcats. How big would it be for the Bearcats to strike on this first possession? And as we say that, it's flung over the head of Rainwater. They're going to have to get on it and punt this ball away.
Just a bad snap. Not what you want on a 3rd and 1 at all if you are the Bearcats. It's just bad play there, bad luck for Brookland here on their first drive.
Was that a loss of close to 20?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's down to 20-yard line now. So, yeah, it's actually they've been close to about 24, it looks like.
Punt is away by Noah Mitchell.
And that's going to stay on the Bearcat side of the 50.
Now, I pulled the old announcer jinx already in the game. I was going to say what a big momentum boost it would be for Brookland to come right down the field and score, trying to find their first conference win of the season. So now it is in the hands of senior QB Justin Lyles and the Trumann Wildcats. And I'll tell you what, Wes, big number 75 for Trumann is a big boy, Seth Sammons, right in the middle.
You got to wonder how many times they're going to try to. Looks like he's the center. How many times they're going to run behind him.
Trumann will play a multiple offense, but they only start 2 receivers. And the run by Carter.
Handoff goes to Dalvin Carter. Brought down by Cody Pemberton.
And Carter, see where they mark it. He got either 2 or 3 yards on the play. We'll call it a gain of 3 for Carter.
Now they had him stopped for a loss. Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Farmers Bank and Trust. Farmers Bank and Trust enjoys a proud history of dedicated service to the people of Mississippi County and its surrounding areas. Farmers Bank and Trust with locations in Blytheville, Gosnell, Manila. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
And this is Grayson Dye with the run. It'll be close to first down yardage.
He's got it.
Grayson Dye on the carry.
Good run
the
by
chains.
Brought down by
Dye.
number 63.
Fuentes, Woodruff, Sammons, Jones, May brings up your line with Simmons and Andrews at the tight end there. Carter, Dye, and White in the backfield with Lyles.
And Dye should get his share of the work tonight. First rush of the evening, 8 yards.
Lock down, Willie. Get that linebacker.
Ball's at about the 37.
Little quarterback keeper there.
Hey, you got second quarter.
Justin Lyles on the carry. Brought down by Trey Newman.
For the Brookland defense, Farrell, Compton, Venable,
Ball down
Sharp,
to the 34
Skurlock.
yard line, brings up second
The
down.
linebackers are Huffman, Morris, and Newman. And the secondary, Collinsworth, Pemberton, and Wallace.
So Trumann comes out. No score here early in the game. 8:27 to go, first quarter, here on senior night and homecoming. Last home game for Brookland.
First down.
There's a flag on the play.
It might be Jarrett Clark.
Willie Moore on the carry.
That rush right there was Willie Moore.
Down to the 28
See
yard
what the
line.
flag is going to be.
They're talking in lesson.
It's going to be a block in the back against
Blocking the
Truman,
back
so
on
that's
the
going to
Wildcats from the gate to first down.
back them up a little bit.
That'll spot the ball at the Bearcat 41 yard line. Brings up second down and 11.
Yep, so just about back where we started. Second and 11 now.
So 7-yard penalty.
I'll tell you, the Wildcats spreading it around so far. Rush by Lyles, the quarterback, on the keeper. Dye, Carter, and now Moore gets a rush, although it didn't count. And that's the give ahead straight ahead.
3rd and 10.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and long for the Wildcats.
We can't steal for the
Kane White on the carry. Brought down by Jacob Skurlock. Brings up a 3rd down and 10 for the Wildcats.
Okay, picked up 1 on that carry there, and they're giving him 1 for 3rd and 10.
So we'll see if Lyles wants to throw the first pass of the night by either side right here. He does not. Reverse. And going nowhere was Grayson Dye.
They had that one scouted there. The handoff was actually given first to Henderson, then over to Dye. They had that one scouted great with the Bearcats.
It was a loss of about 4 on the play by Dye. So Lyles is back to punt now for the Wildcats. Although the Bearcats
You got it, Cole.
will be backed up pretty far if he can get off a decent punt here. And now it's a
It's a
fake.
fake.
Going all the way down to Trey Simmons, and it is caught. Big completion on the fake punt play to Trey Simmons from Lyles.
Ball's taken down to the 19-yard line. Truman would be first down.
It's a
Great
gain.
pickup there by the Wildcats on the trickery.
A 20-yard gain on the pass play. Bearcats weren't expecting that.
Coach Wallace, you better get after him for celebrating. He flipped the train. He flipped the ball.
That's a good play, but what we got?
I'm all about it being excited. Be excited with your teammates.
So 1st and 10 now, Wildcats.
Lyles keeping it. He's got open room.
And down to the goal line and in, Justin Lyles. And these two teams are pushing already. It's been physical right in each other's face. 20-yard TD run for Justin Lyles.
Coach Wallace. Coach Wallace. Coach Wallace.
And a lot of jawing out there in the field, pushing back and forth. But Trumann strikes first here in Brookland on senior night and homecoming. Looks like they're going to go for two. Number 12, Trey Simmons, does their kicking. And they're pitching it to Dye, and he lost the ball.
And of course, in high school, you can't.
Ball dead right there.
The ball's dead. You can't advance it. So.
I didn't see the close-up there, so I didn't know if the face mask was grabbed or just jersey, but we got points on the board. It is 6-0, Trumann leading over Brookland. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back for more live high school football on Tubetown.
This is a seed, and this is a farmer. Together, they're responsible for creating 1 in 12 American jobs. Yes, you heard right. 1 in 12 American jobs are related to the family farm. From row to row across this great nation, every farmer counts.
Your scoring drive for Trumann went 8 plays, 50 yards, ended up with a 19-yard dart by the quarterback, Justin Lyles. 3:55 off the clock. Now Brookland will get it.
They're going to let that one go ahead and go out of bounds.
Yep, that's out of bounds. Ball will be placed at the 35. So Brookland in a hole already, and the crowd is a little quiet.
They got a little quiet on that one, on that last drive there. You know, up until they had it 3rd and 1 until the ball went sailing over the quarterback's head on that first drive. They had a fairly decent drive going until one little error cost them 24 yards on there. So, they're going to make them re-kick.
6:14 on the clock here in the first quarter. And we talked about which senior QB is going to step up and make the bigger plays. Well, Lyles has got one. Now Drake Rainwater is going to have to step up and make a big play for his Bearcats. And get them back in this game. 6-0 is your score for Trumann. Again, Trumann looking for back-to-back wins for the first time in 4 years. Little trouble with the kickoff.
Good return after dropping and muffing to pick it up there by Huffman and getting it back to the 20.
Ball be at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, he was in a little bit of trouble. We got it back to a respectable yardage.
That's already the 3rd fumble by the Bearcats. They haven't lost one yet, but they're putting the ball on the ground, B.
Well, and then sometimes homecoming and senior night can get the nerves.
Little nerves jittery.
You know, and just calm down here. And again, your senior QB should be able to do that.
Gosh dang it, Mario.
And there's a flag. That one's that's going to be holding against the Bearcats.
Ty Gardner with the run that time, but it won't count.
What did he say?
So back it up. Ball now sits on the 10, just outside the 10.
Tonight's first half brought to you by Armor Seed. Quality soybean, corn, wheat, and rice seed for Northeast Arkansas's farmers. Start strong. Plant Armor with Armor Seed.
Rainwater on the move and slung down at the 5. Loss of yardage on the play.
And that was Dalton Carter with the nice stop there for Trumann.
So Rainwater has big-time negative yardage on the last 2 attempts rushing the ball.
You better be careful. He's actually in his own end zone right now.
Yeah, rolling out left, going to air it way up. This might be picked off and tipped around, and no good. Broken up by number 10, Alex Santos, for the Wildcats.
Actually, you can say, Brandon, that was broken up by the wide receiver,
That's true.
Devin Huffman, because that would have been an interception if he didn't come out and play defense on that one.
That ball just floated on Rainwater.
Flag on the play.
But we do have a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
And they're going backwards again. It looks like it's going to be against Brookland again. I didn't see the signal.
That penalty was called the ball at the 5-yard line.
Ball's at the 5, so a loss of 2.
Are they going to?
I think they're still
The question
discussing
is,
it.
are they going to accept it? Because that's going to that would have made it a 3rd and long, and now instead of 2nd down. They went ahead and accepted it, so it's going to. So we were playing second down.
It is. Bearcats keep going backwards.
They're still talking to the coaches on whether they want to accept this penalty or not.
I'm not.
I'd be surprised because you would be 3rd and long if you accept the penalty.
What was the holding? Did you see what the call was?
I never did see the call from the official.
It came from the far side,
Well,
about the 5-yard line.
Apparently they went ahead and accepted, so it's going to be replay 2nd down. That's their 2nd penalty for 12 yards. Truman's already been flagged 3 times for 17 yards.
So now 2nd and 25. That give was to Garner.
Out to the 9-yard line.
Gain about 4.
He got 4 on the play. It's going to be still 3rd and long.
They're getting, tell Mario, they're getting
3rd down and 24.
Get extended.
First score of the night, Valley View is 16-0 over Tech.
Clock's at 4:30.
Devin Huffman on the carry.
At that time, the give was to Huffman. Still not much yardage. Very conservative play.
So they're going to have to punt from inside their own end zone here. That's dangerous even in the pros, Brandon.
Yeah, this has not been the best start for the Bearcats here tonight. And this, there's a lot of people in these stands, and they are all silent.
Peter, get away, Trey.
Punts down at the 42-yard line.
So 42-yard line is where the Wildcats will start. Actually, maybe about the 43 unless they move it back. Yeah, 43-yard line's where this drive will start for the Wildcats.
Hey, Trey's supposed
And I have to say, for Coach Waymeyer, he's really done a good job turning this program around pretty quickly because they have really struggled the last several years. If they win this game tonight, they'll have their 3rd win already on the year, and that's big from where they've been the last couple of years.
Yeah, they win a couple of years, I believe, of
Justin Lyles on the carry.
maybe 1 win every year. So, and that gets the kids. So, like you said, what he's done, he's turned this program, trying to turn that program around, and he's doing a wonderful job.
Lyles keeps it for 3 yards, and I know Coach Waymeyer had some trouble with kids staying with the off-season program, but you know what? They're going to be missing it this time of year. You're going to be sorry that you didn't stick with the program in the off-season and be a part of this building something here in Trumann. That time it was Dalton Carter with the keeper. Didn't get much.
Brings up 3rd down and 5.
Call it just over a yard for Carter. So ball at about the 38-yard line in Brookland territory. This is a 3rd and 5. Lyles rolling and just throws it incomplete.
Justin Lyles' pass ball is incomplete.
So a quick 3 and out
Brings up
for Trumann.
5 for Trumann.
It's 4th down.
Put Willie in there and make him run lead. No. So y'all keep that.
Kind of got the feeling like Brookland needs a big momentum play here, maybe a block or just hit them with a big play, something to happen here.
Well, remember last time we were in this situation, they went with the trick play and got a 20-yard pass.
Somehow I think Brookland's going to be ready for that this time because that almost bit them big time. Well, it did end up biting them.
And here we go again.
Same thing. Ooh,
Oh!
big time hit right there. Hope everybody gets up from that one. They were going
Good
for it.
sportsmanship there.
Yep, intended for Grayson Dye down the middle as Lyles, but incomplete.
Playing everything in the middle. You hear me? He's playing it. He played the night route in the middle too. We got it.
So Lyles has thrown 3 passes, 2 of them on 4th down punt fakes.
Get out to the top of the number.
But that's the benefit you have when your punter is the QB. You know,
Yeah.
you don't really know when he sits back there. It's just like a long shotgun formation. And somewhere under that pack of Wildcats is your runner for Brookland, number 29. That's Ty Garner.
And it's a loss. Loss of 2, it looks like. And this Bearcat offense is still going backwards.
A lot of negative plays on the books for the Bearcats here so far. Rainwater stepping up through the pressure, but will be drugged down.
Looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage, so
Tackled by Mario Cifuentes.
it's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
Brings up
And when you're a running team, you don't like to see 3rd and 12, 3rd and 20.
And one last time in this position, they just chose to kind of run it. Might have to get a little bit more aggressive here. Looking at Coach Mills, verifying the play. And this
Quarterback
time,
keeper.
Rainwater keeps it again. Not going to pick up a first down like that.
Rainwater keeps the football.
So
Brought
the
down by
4,
Justin O'Brien.
thought he might have picked up 1 or 2. Well, actually,
Brings
it's
up
on more
4th
than
down
that.
and 9 for the Bearcats.
Yeah.
He did end up picking up 3 yards, so.
Very conservative. Now I have to ask myself, just how bad do you want to win the time of possession battle? Is that the key for you here? Because that's definitely what it seems like Brookland is trying to do. Not really trying to pick up the first down on that play, but more or less just kind of establish their run game, maybe break a big one, and just chew up the clock. Keep this a low-scoring game. We're at 33 seconds to go. And that will bounce at the 40.
Why you got to wonder about why he killed that one at the 41. That could have bounced and took another 5 yards at least. Not a real big heads-up play there by the Bearcats on that one. They're going to have to run at least 1 play in the quarter.
The Wildcat offense comes back on the field leading 6-0. Gives to Dye, and he's got room, breaking right side. Finally drugged down.
Big first down by Grayson Dye.
Brought down by Weston Adams. Inside Bearcat.
Weston Adams with the good, possibly a touchdown-saving tackle right there. Move the chains on that one.
I wonder what Coach Waymeyer's going to do here, because once they start that clock, they do not have to put another, do another play this quarter. Looks like they're going to.
They're another team that wants to control that time of possession. They're getting into formation quickly. The fake and the keep by Lyles. He goes down at about the 42-yard line.
And that's going to do it.
Brought down by Trey Newman.
So quarterback keeper picks up about 5 on the play. That is the end of the first quarter. It is 6-0, Trumann on top here in Brooklyn at homecoming and senior night. Bearcats need to turn it around. You're watching live high school football on Tubetown.
Telecast. Low-scoring affair so far, B.
Brookland picked up about a yard a minute in that first quarter. They ended up with 12 total yards in that first quarter. That's not going to help you get your first conference win in the 4A3. You know, again, Brookland, they played Gosnell, Highland, Pocahontas all in a row. So, and that's tough, you know. And tough. When those teams beat you down, you'll probably lose a little bit of your confidence and momentum.
Oh, nice stop.
Loss right there for Carter.
Nice stop by Trey Newman for the Bearcats.
Carter lost 4 on the play. Puts it back close to where we started. Going to be 3rd and 9.
They're 0 for 2 on 3rd downs. And they've went for both of them on 4th down.
Yeah. Surely Brookland's ready for that now. There was a give to Trey Simmons, the big 6'4" wideout. Plays tight end.
Well, that's going to be 4th down and see what they're going to do here. They're 1 for 2 on 4th downs when they tried to go for it.
Simmons, your tight end, got about 3. If I'm Brookland, I'm dropping about 8 guys back.
Hey, they're playing KB up tight.
4th and 7.
Oh.
And I think we got illegal motion.
They're pointing at illegal motion. Let's look and see. Brookland is. They're saying Dye was on the line and moved backwards. That's what the Bearcats are trying to say. No, they're going to call for offsides.
I wasn't positive that was illegal motion. It was either illegal motion or, of course, offsides. And
well, that's what the Brookland players are all pointing at Dye, saying, "Hey, he was on the line, he moved," but officials talked it over, said nope.
That's what drew him offsides, but Dye was in illegal formation to go in motion. So now we've got 4th and 2, a lot more manageable for the Wildcats. Here's the pitch to Dye. Hang on to the ball. And he gets it.
Good blocking up front by that offensive line of the Wildcats to give Dye some breathing room there.
Falls down to the 32-yard line. Good for a Wildcat 1st down.
We're going to spot it at the 32.
Dye gets right at 7 on the carry. 1st down, move the chains.
It's kind of funny that Trumann hasn't converted a 3rd down, but they're 2 for 3 on 4th downs, Brandon.
That's why you got 4 downs.
Mario's just standing there.
Justin Lyles on the carry. Brought down by Aiden Sharp.
So Lyles keeps it that time.
Gains 4, brings up
Looks like he got close to half the yardage. 2nd and 6. Again, both these teams 2 and 5 overall. And that's Dye. Spinning, going to be short.
That was a good job there
Brought down by Brett Robinson.
by
Brings up 3rd.
Brett Robinson, number 5, to go down and trip up Dye because he had that corner. He was the only man left before a first down.
Yep. Give Dye the 3 on the carry. 3rd and 3.
Again, 0 for 3.
It's all right. They got 2 downs to work with.
And they're going to work. One thing we found out about Trumann, they're going to work all 4 of them.
I don't think they're punting or kicking from this area of the field. Mix up there. Unbelievable that Lyles gets away from it.
Justin Lyles on the carry.
I think that was a busted play. Some kind of miscommunication there.
But that tells you the athleticism of Lyles there, because if that was a busted play, he made a big first down for the Wildcats.
He made it work. Gain of close to 12. So Lyles and Dye controlling this Wildcat offense.
We're now on the 11th play of the drive. You're talking about controlling the possession.
That time, the big fullback, Kane White, gets the carry.
Down to the 4, brings us 2nd and goal.
Gain of 5. Nice tempo from the Wildcats. And do you think this may be a matter of the Wildcats just being more physical and the stronger team right now?
I think it's the line play.
And in for the touchdown, Grayson Dye.
Nice hurdle by Dye to get into pay dirt there for the Wildcats.
Makes the score 12-0.
4-yard touchdown run by number 3, Grayson Dye.
So again, Lyles and Dye carrying the load for the Wildcats. Now your extra point attempt. Well, this should be fun. What are they going to do? Are we going to see the first kick? And Trey Simmons is your kicker. I don't see him lined up in a kick formation, so they're going for 2, try to make this 14-0. Fake the give, and inside, and good by Lyles. Good run from Lyles makes this 14-0. He faked the pitch out to Dalton Carter, kept it himself, spun down into the goal line. So 14-0 is your score. Wildcats coming here on senior night and stun Brookland early. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
Kaiser LP Gas Company is a family-owned propane company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural customers in Craighead, Crittenden, Poinsett, and Mississippi counties in northeast Arkansas. Located on Highway 181 South in Kaiser, Arkansas, Kaiser LP Gas can fill all of your propane needs, whether it's for farm equipment, your home, or business. Kaiser LP Gas has you covered. Call today at 870-526-2198.
Team plays on.
So 14-0. Again, Trumann looking for back-to-back wins for the first time in 4 years, doing a great job here so far. We have 7:03. 12 plays, 62 yards, ends up in a Grayson Dye hurdle for a 4-yard TD. 7:30 off the clock. You talk about controlling time of possession. Great job right there by Trumann. Simmons kick is up and a booming kick. And it dies and picked up at the goal line. I think it may have crossed the goal line. Big block right there. Ball coming out by Devin Huffman. And he gets a decent return out of it.
That block was by Brent Robinson, and he just
Ball's
sent
taken out to the 22-yard line.
a Wildcat just
Coach Ball.
tumbling there.
Ball placed at the 22. It's where the drive will start. So a long way to go for these Bearcats who haven't done much so far here tonight. Again, 12 yards in that first quarter.
That was Cat, or that was Mario. That was freaking Mario.
Ty Garner on the carry, brought down by Mario.
Ty Garner gets the call right there.
You got to think Brookland's going to have to open it up a little bit, B, with the passing game. But to do that, their line's going to have to block. Because every time that they've tried to block, the line has just given up defenders all over the place.
Trying to pass deep. Yeah, there comes the flag. Now, is that offensive? He ran the defender over. At that point, the defender had as much right to the ball.
They're talking about it.
Cody Pemberton was the intended receiver. And if this is on Brookland, march them back even further yet again.
I don't see how it would be on Brookland. The Wildcat defender trip, I don't see how it's on either one, but I'm not as big on the rules of football as I am other sports.
It was a late flag, too. It was on the defender. That's a tough call. I thought he had as much right to that ball and probably had the better position to catch that ball.
So that's going to
than
be
Pemberton.
That's going to be an automatic first down. That's a 15-yarder. That's the fourth penalty against the Wildcats. They've already been flagged for 32 yards.
40-yard line and give the Bearcats a first
Ball
down.
right now at the 40-yard line.
And I believe, Brandon, we're at 6 minutes, 23 seconds left to go in the half. That's the first down for the Bearcats, and it comes via penalty.
Yep, they're not moving the ball. Referees are set.
And Coach Waymeyer was asking for an explanation on that penalty.
Rainwater with the keep, trying to stiff arm his way out of some trouble. Picks up maybe 2 on the play. 2 or 3 yard gain.
Rainwater on the quarterback keeper, brought down by Mario Sequentes. Gain of 3 brings up 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7. Rainwater picks up 3. That was his 6th rush. Keeps it again. And I believe he's going to have first down yardage that time. It is sitting right at the 50. I think we're going to have a measurement.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to measure on that one.
It's looking like it's right on the first down marker on that far side.
Oh, Zap, our stats man here, he's saying it's first down.
It's a first down. You need to tell Kane it's first down.
It's first down. Yeah, it's first down.
And
By the tip of the nose, Zap got one right.
First down.
So congratulations, Zap. See, he's 1 and 14 now on the calls. He got one.
He got one. Zap got one.
We're going to have to talk about this later. Chris coming back?
So one of the bigger positive plays all night of Brookland gives them a first down at midfield.
Come on, Mario!
This time Brett Robinson keeps it.
And there's no doubt about that one, B.
But there's laundry on the field.
Brought down by Kane White.
It was first down yardage, but there's a flag.
Block in the back.
Bearcats will negate the run.
So let's head backwards once again.
Hey. Stand around. That's what he always does.
And we're getting to the point where I believe Brookland has more, or as many, at least negative plays, and they do positive plays.
Brings up a 4th down.
We got a big game going over in Pocahontas tonight with the Redskins taking on the Gosnell Pirates, and it's Pocahontas 14, Gosnell 6 at the last score.
Close game there, big 4A3 matchup. This time Rainwater keeps it up the left side. Gets back close to where they were before that blocking the back penalty. Ball will be at the 49.
Brings up 2nd down, 11.
Rainwater with his 8th rush.
Don't you know the Bearcats would like to go ahead and get some kind of drive going here before half to get on the board.
There's a pass by Rainwater. Overshoots the intended receiver, Brett Robinson.
Pass is intended for Brett Robinson. Falls incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 11.
And they're 0 for 3 so far on 3rd down tries.
Third and 11. Rainwater and shotgun. 3 out. Looking to go down the middle, but it was broken up. That time by number 16, Kane White.
Good job by White because he had his receiver there open. If it wasn't for White, could have been gone for 6. There was no one or no defender around him.
It was either Devin Huffman or Ty Garner in the backfield that split out to the left and wanted the ball.
Double reverse here.
And that is Ty Garner, who has some room. Gets hit right at the 40-yard line.
And they do their own little trickery for 1st down.
See where the ball placement is.
Yeah, now I see that. I thought it was on 1st. Probably going to have another measurement here. No, they said they didn't get it.
Trumann will take over 1st and 10.
So gutsy play. Garner picked up almost enough. And this has been an extremely lightning quick first half here. We got 4:09 to go until halftime, 14-0. Wildcat lead.
Well, hey, I got one for you. Every time my teacher screwed up, she told us to take a pretzel. That's a pretzel. And of course, they could never say my last name, so I take a pretzel.
So Lyles opened up the scoring with a 20-yard TD on the ground. Dye just added one from 4 yards out. We'll see what the Wildcats can do here. Looks like Lyles kept it on that one.
Lyles on the carry. Down by Trey Newman.
Good stop by 54 there for the Bearcats. That's Trey Newman.
2 yards on the carry. Quarterback keeper from Lyles. Senior QB Justin Lyles. Now imagine being a senior, he has seen some tough times on the Wildcat football team. It's got to be good for him, a good moment right now to go out in your senior year. It's really seeing kind of the turning point of this Wildcat football team. And Dye with that speed breaking out to the right side. He's got enough for the 1st down yardage, runs over a man.
Good job by Dye, like you said, keeping those legs running over somebody.
And he gave Weston Adams the business right there.
Keep it here at halftime as we'll have the Armor Seed halftime report in about 3 minutes and some change.
Ball on the 44 of Brookland. That stack formation gives us to Dalton Carter. Now he breaks back opposite side and drugged down by the neck. No flag.
Brought down by Trey Newman.
Picks up 5 on the carry.
Hey,
He was
you run.
Gain of 5 brings up second down 5.
coach is over there chirping going, hey, look. Where's he got to grab before we get a flag on that?
His opposite side, I couldn't see exactly where he was drugged down from, but it was right in front of Coach Waymeyer. He could.
Yeah.
And there's that play again. Maybe that was intentional. It looked like an odd setup. Looks like Lyles is looking to turn around and maybe pitch it to Dye or give it to Carter. But he keeps it. First down yardage. Clock running, 2:35 until halftime. So safe to say Brookland's probably going to go into halftime scoreless and with a lot to talk about. Question is now, how much are they going to be down by? And there's the gift to Dye.
Nice
He cut up the middle, and he is gone. Grayson Dye, TD, 20-0 Trumann here at Brookland's homecoming and senior night. What a cut up the middle for Grayson Dye.
You heard the coaches up here in the booth saying cut, and he saw it at the same time as they did. He cut, 6 points, Wildcats.
.31-yard TD. Going for 2. Lyles keeps it. Bangs his way into the end zone. 2-point conversion, good. We got a 22-0 game here in Brookland on their homecoming. And again, this crowd is stunned and quiet. Let's hear a word from our sponsor. We'll be right back. This is live high school football on Tubetown.
Farmers Bank and Trust offers instant image debit cards. Showcase your school spirit, your grandkids, your pet, or your favorite sport. Walk in, open an account, and walk out of the bank with an instant image debit card ready to use. Finally, a debit card as unique as you from Farmers Bank and Trust. Traditional banking at its best. Farmers Bank and Trust, with locations in Blytheville, Gosnell, and Manila. Member FDIC.
So, take another minute 56 off the clock. Ends in Trumann points. 6 plays, ends up with Grayson Dye, 32-yard, cut up the middle, scoring the touchdown. Now we got 2:13 left until halftime, so Brookland will get the ball back with the chance to do something. Another booming kick by Simmons, this time returned. And good cut
job
right there. Brett Robinson.
Good job by Robinson there, not to overrun, let the defender go by him and got about another 15 yards there.
That was about a total of a 40-yard return, puts it right at midfield. There's your drive summary. So Brookland takes over. Down 22, 2-0, 49-yard line. Rainwater rolling left, wants to fire it all the way. Caught, and way to hang on to it.
Great.
With both hands.
Great hands there by 23.
Cody
Pemberton.
And he had 2 guys trying to rip it away.
He had both Carter and Dye on him trying to rip it away. He just puts the ball up over his head there and said, no, I don't think so, guys. Timeout called by Truman.
Truman takes the timeout. We'll take it with them. Let's go to a quick break, and we'll be right back here in Brookland, see what they can do. Bearcats trailing 22-0. This is live high school football on Tubetown.
Ritter Communications gives you a universe of TV shows, and now TiVo brings you even more. Movies, music, and videos from the web. Get it all in one place and take it anywhere life takes you. Any show, any screen, anywhere. Introducing the TiVo Experience.
Call Ritter Communications today. Ritter Communications, right by you.
National Scouting Report presents the NSR, Ritter Communications, underclassmen of the game. Go like NSR on Facebook or friend Larry Perrin, NSR. Nice catch there a while ago by 23, Cody Pemberton.
6'1", Cody Pemberton. Just held that ball above the two defenders' heads with both hands on it. Came down with it. 16-yard gain on the play.
Brookland's just trying to put some points on the board this time because they don't want to go into halftime down 22-0 because you know Truman's going to get the ball to start the second half.
It's been a great defensive performance by the Wildcats, along with Brookland kind of shooting themselves in the foot as well. Devin Huffman gets the carry there.
Good job getting out of bounds and stopping the clock.
Second down, 9.
So he really didn't get any yardage, but again, as you said, getting out of bounds.
Got a couple yards out of it.
If the play was busted, you definitely need to get out of bounds. Rainwater backing up now, looking for his man, telegraphing it the whole way. He's looking for Brett Robinson again, but that was the only man he was looking at it, and Truman was all over it. Looked like Grayson Dye was back there in the backfield to help break that up.
Third down, big third down here for the Bearcats. They're 0 for 4 so far on third down conversions.
Rainwater in shotgun, has Robinson next to him. And looking for Robinson out of the backfield, drug down. Big tackle by Kevonte Andrews.
Good job by Andrews, but I was looking at the lineman going at, rushing the quarterback, Rainwater. He just kind of just stopped and just jumped, and Rainwater didn't have to rush the ball if he would have kept on coming at him. I don't know what would have happened.
So a small gain.
0 for 1 on fourth downs.
Rainwater being pressured, knocked down, up for grabs, and intercepted by the Wildcats. Dalton Carter still hanging on to his momentum and drug down finally. So that drive.
That was forced. Rainwater forced that.
21-yard return.
It was a nice 21-yard return there by Carter, but Rainwater just forced that one, Brandon.
He's telegraphing everything.
He telegraphed it. I mean, not a good throw.
Yeah, he appears to be telegraphing everything, only looking for one man, not doing his check down, and then the ball is just floating too much.
So
I think
50 seconds left here.
They come out of halftime. I think maybe if they can get some more quick hitter plays. I mean, he's got decent pocket presence, but he's just telegraphing everything. Needs some quick hitters, couple of flags.
I think that's going to be false start by the Wildcats.
Make a first down at 15.
We'll check on the official penalty count at the half, but I got to say Brookland's dominating it right now.
Right now we got them unofficially 5 penalties, 37 yards.
Who was that?
for the Wildcats. Brookland has, got it right here in front of me, 4 penalties for 30 yards. So,
Actually, Trumann has more. I think Brookland has had the killers, though. The drive killers. So there's that play again. Looks a little bit awkward coming out. It's kind of that spinner play. Lyles keeps it. Totally intended, and I think that may have done
Justin Lyles on the carry, brought down by Tristan Taylor.
20 seconds left. They don't have to play. They can go in the locker room if they want to.
It's up second down, 14.
So a loss on the play, but now with 5 seconds to go.
I think they're just going to let it run out and go to the locker room. Up 22. You know they're going to receive the ball.
And the Wildcats are hyped up. Look at that. As they exit this field, go into halftime up 22-0. Got a shutout going here. And again, this Brookland sideline is just silenced, being shut out and allowing the big plays to Trumann. So that is your halftime score, 22-0. Trumann on top. Let's go to a break, and on the other side, we'll give you some halftime stats. You're watching live high school football on Tubetown.
This is a seed, and this is a farmer. Together, they're responsible for creating 1 in 12 American jobs. Yes, you heard right. 1 in 12 American jobs are related to the family farm. From row to row across this great nation, every farmer counts.
Kaiser LP Gas Company is a family-owned propane company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural customers in Craighead, Crittenden, Poinsett, and Mississippi counties in northeast Arkansas. Located on Highway 181 South in Kaiser, Arkansas, Kaiser LP Gas can fill all of your propane needs, whether it's for farm equipment, your home, or business. Kaiser LP Gas has you covered. Call today at 870-526-2198.
Are you ready for a change? Vote Tommy Abbott for mayor of Blytheville. Leadership is the foundation, and if we don't get this right, nothing else matters. We need to put together the proper team with community involvement. We need to make sure our finances are in order. We need to reestablish public trust. Safety and security is a high priority for our families in our parks and on our streets, and taking responsibility for our neighborhoods. Our children's safety is my #1 priority. Their future is all our responsibility. I need your vote on November 4th if we're serious about change.
Come support the Blytheville Emergency Squad as they host their annual fundraising auction on Saturday, November 1st at Walker Park in Blytheville. The first ever Chuck Wilder Memorial Ride will take place in the morning to kick off a full day of fun for the whole family. Kids Fest, noon till 4. Silent auction starts at 4. Live auction starts at 6. It's the 2014 Blytheville Emergency Squad fundraising auction, Saturday, November 1st at Walker Park in Blytheville.
And welcome to Lepanto, everyone. It is homecoming time as the EPC Warriors are set to host the Cross County Thunderbirds. Should be a great matchup. The rest of the team followed by Scales right there, who's taking off down the middle, across midfield, juking, breaks back right. And he could be gone, got a blocker out front. Aaron Scales is going to take it to the house. Touchdown! EPC Warriors on the board just like that. Out to Davis. He's fighting ahead, still on his feet, bring it back, and he's going to go to the house. Anthony Davis, 28-yard run. Olin Bryant wants to throw it, and he throws the interception. Right back to
what
the
a
top
block.
line.
That's a pick six, Brandon.
That is a pick six for Jake Smith. All the way, the Thunderbirds have the lead. That's still all goes to Hill in the cross. Standing up, touchdown. 2 plays in a row here. He dives down in the goal line and gets it. Touchdown. Would have had to have been sometime in 2012. Now look at Anthony Davis hurdling. He's turning on that speed. Anthony Davis with a huge strike, 50 yards, and pouring it on.
In Luke chapter 10, Jesus says, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." We at Mark Tree United Methodist Church are not perfect, but we are trying. We want you to know there is room in this sanctuary, in this congregation, and in our hearts for you. Come on in, neighbor.
Over the past 60 years, First Delta Bank has been a model of community banking to eastern Poinsett County. At First Delta Bank, our important decisions are made locally by people with hometown values and who know you as a person, not just an account number. Just like the fertile farmland of the Delta, First Delta Bank has a strong history and solid foundation of supporting our communities in eastern Poinsett County. First Delta Bank, an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 10 p.m. at 7:48 p.m. North. This has now been upgraded to a tornado warning. We have confirmation of a tornado on the ground. You need to seek emergency shelter immediately. Take cover now. Move to an interior room away from...
Hi, I'm Michael Crawley. There are many reasons people fall into debt: unexpected illness, loss of income, or a basic mismanagement of finances. Don't feel like you're alone. At the Crawley Law Firm, we work hard to help you break free from these burdens. Our team will guide you step by step so you understand the process. Call us today at the Crawley Law Firm to schedule your free consultation in either our Jonesboro or Forest City office.
Well, I don't know nothing about faxing, but I know something about fishing. Every Sunday, 7 o'clock, on Tubetown.
Crowbar is back. Sundays, 7 p.m. on Tubetown, Channel 21.
Here's what your fellow citizens are saying about Blytheville mayoral candidate Tommy Abbott. Eddie Chu of Delta Auto Parts says, "I've known Tommy and his family since they first came here. I worked with him while he was growing up, and I think he'll make a real good leader for Blytheville." Kelly Snyder says, "I believe in you and believe that God has great plans for you as mayor." Bill Kenner says, "My mission statement is, if you see a need, fulfill that need. I see a need and you are the solution." If you're serious about change, vote Tommy Abbott for mayor on November 4th.
Ritter Communications gives you a universe of TV shows. And now TiVo brings you even more. Movies, music, and videos from the web. Get it all in one place and take it anywhere life takes you. Any show, any screen, anywhere. Introducing the TiVo Experience.
Call Ritter Communications today. Ritter Communications, right by you.
As part of the fight to keep cable rates affordable, Ritter is on your side against giant programming companies. Because they control programming, they make the rules, like forcing you to buy channels and bundles to get the one you like, and then hiking the price way above inflation. They even forbid cable distributors like us from telling you what channels actually cost. Join us in working for better laws that give consumers more choices and more information. We're right by you on this issue.
And welcome back to Brookland. Not a very entertaining half so far for the home side, trailing here 22-0. It has been all Trumann so far, and honestly, Brookland has had more negative plays and penalties than they've had positive plays.
That's all they've had. They had a couple of good drives, then they just stalled, or going in trying to complete passes, or that in that first drive that was the whole snap over the head of the quarterback. I'll get it down in a second.
Yep, started off bad right there. Right now you're looking at Trumann's marching band. Great job by them, and as you see, there are your halftime stats. Not a whole lot on that Brookland side. 2 for 5 passing the ball with 18 yards total. And I tell you, they had to really get to that 18 the hard way because Drake Rainwater took a couple of sacks there. So just tough sledding in that pick, of course, towards the end, trying to kind of force things. And 15 attempts for 13 yards, that's not going to get the job done. Now, that may satisfy your goal of trying to control the time of possession, but that's not going to win you a game.
That's not going to win any game. Penalties have been a big factor in this half. Trumann flagged 5 times for 37 yards, Brookland 4 times for 30 yards. The big stat right there, Brookland has already put the ball on the ground 3 times. They haven't lost any. They did have the interception, but you got to have ball control, B.
They come, it kind of seems like they come out with the early jitters here in front of this packed home crowd on senior night and, of course, homecoming. Trumann now kind of conservatively passing the ball, 1 for 3, 20 yards, but really haven't needed to the way they are running the ball, 136 yards, and, of course, those 3 TDs all on the ground.
All on the ground, and like you said a while ago, they did the passing when they needed it, but they are going with the ground-and-pound attack, and that's what got them here. That's what won the ball game last week against the Harrisburg Hornets. They went right back to it, and they've scored 3 rushing touchdowns in the first half.
Now, and it seems like Trumann may have found their way scoring the ball. They scored 44 last week against Harrisburg. They are on their way to that number here tonight already, 22 first-half points. That's big for Trumann. Again, looking for the first time winning back-to-back games in 4 years. That's the last time they made the playoffs. That's how far this program has come under the guidance of Coach Waymeyer. Now, what you're looking at now is the Brookland band coming out. Now, I've heard earlier today, this is going to be the first time they have marched on field. So we'll see how they do. Hope there's no nerves on their side in front of the big crowd as well. And honestly, a lot of these folks probably came to see them as well. You know, fun, festive atmosphere here, being homecoming and senior night as well.
I got some scores here of local interest. Batesville's got a 14-0 lead over Blytheville at last report. In the 2A3, Earl 14-6 on the last report over the East Poinsett County Warriors. Jonesboro and Searcy are in a battle. Jonesboro's up by a touchdown, 21-14. And last report, another big 4A3, Gosnell and Pocahontas tied at 20.
Big 4A matchup right there. We saw EPC last week. And I'm sorry, did you catch at what point in the game that Earl game
No,
is?
the only thing they got out was the score.
I mean, it's got to be close to halftime. I know we kind of moved at a lightning pace here in this game, but they've got to be inching their way towards halftime as well. So 14-6. EPC trailing by just a touchdown in that game. They didn't look so hot last week against Cross County, but really giving it to Earl right now.
They're giving Earl all they want. They are still in the hunt in that 2A3 like we talked about last week, Brandon. If they can upset the Bulldogs and then Earl defeats Cross County, you potentially have a 3-way tie for first place. And they don't want to lose this one. If they lose this one, then it looks like it is going to be 3rd place in the conference, and that means the Warriors will have to travel on their first round of playoffs.
And how about that Batesville-Blytheville score after Batesville beats Wynn and Blytheville still in the game, 14-0, hadn't put up any points, but they're not getting blown out by any means. This Blytheville team is a much improved team from what we've seen the last few years in 5A competition. So again, kind of the storylines here tonight. Brookland looking for their first conference win. They are 0-4, 2-5 overall on the year. Kind of sitting basically in the cellar of the 4A3 along with Harrisburg, who Trumann beat last week. They are 1-3 in conference, 2-5 again overall. But Trumann looking for their back-to-back win for the first time in 4 years. It would be huge for the program. So let's go ahead. We'll take it to another break. We'll leave you with the Brookland band there playing at midfield. And go to a quick break. We'll be right back for the start of your second half here live on Tubetown.
This is a seed, and this is a farmer. Together, they're responsible for creating 1 in 12 American jobs. Yes, you heard right. 1 in 12 American jobs are related to the family farm. From row to row across this great nation, every farmer counts.
Kaiser LP Gas Company is a family-owned propane company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural customers in Craighead, Crittenden, Poinsett, and Mississippi counties in northeast Arkansas. Located on Highway 181 South in Kaiser, Arkansas, Kaiser LP Gas can fill all of your propane needs, whether it's for farm equipment, your home, or business. Kaiser LP Gas has you covered. Call today at 870-526-2198.
Are you ready for a change? Vote Tommy Abbott for mayor of Blytheville. Leadership is the foundation, and if we don't get this right, nothing else matters. We need to put together the proper team with community involvement. We need to make sure our finances are in order. We need to reestablish public trust. Safety and security is a high priority for our families in our parks and on our streets, and taking responsibility for our neighborhoods. Our children's safety is my #1 priority. Their future is all our responsibility. I need your vote on November 4th if we're serious about change.
Come support the Blytheville Emergency Squad as they host their annual fundraising auction on Saturday, November 1st at Walker Park in Blytheville. The first ever Chuck Wilder Memorial Ride will take place in the morning to kick off a full day of fun for the whole family. Kids Fest, noon till 4. Silent auction starts at 4. Live auction starts at 6. It's the 2014 Blytheville Emergency Squad fundraising auction, Saturday, November 1st at Walker Park in Blytheville.
In Luke chapter 10, Jesus says, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." We at Mark Tree United Methodist Church are not perfect, but we are trying. We want you to know there is room in this sanctuary, in this congregation, and in our hearts for you. Come on in, neighbor.
Over the past 60 years, First Delta Bank has been a model of community banking to eastern Poinsett County. At First Delta Bank, our important decisions are made locally by people with hometown values and who know you as a person, not just an account number. Just like the fertile farmland of the Delta, First Delta Bank has a strong history and solid foundation of supporting our communities in eastern Poinsett County. First Delta Bank, an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 10 p.m. At 7:48, the weather. This has now been upgraded to a tornado warning. We have confirmation of a tornado on the ground. You need to seek emergency shelter immediately. Take cover now. Move to an interior room away from...
Hi, I'm Michael Crawley. There are many reasons people fall into debt: unexpected illness, loss of income, or a basic mismanagement of finances. Don't feel like you're alone. At the Crawley Law Firm, we work hard to help you break free from these burdens. Our team will guide you step by step so you understand the process. Call us today at the Crawley Law Firm to schedule your free consultation in either our Jonesboro or Forest City office.
Well, I don't know nothing about faxing, but I know something about fishing. Every Sunday, 7 o'clock, it's on Tubetown.
Crowbar is back. Sundays, 7 p.m. on Tubetown, Channel 21.
Here's what your fellow citizens are saying about Blytheville mayoral candidate Tommy Abbott. Eddie Chu of Delta Auto Parts says, I've known Tommy and his family since they first came here. I worked with him while he was growing up, and I think he'll make a real good leader for Blytheville. Kelly Snyder says, I believe in you and believe that God has great plans for you as mayor. Bill Kenner says, my mission statement is, if you see a need, fulfill that need. I see a need and you are the solution. If you're serious about change, vote Tommy Abbott for mayor on November 4th.
Ritter Communications gives you a universe of TV shows. And now TiVo brings you even more. Movies, music, and videos from the web. Get it all in one place and take it anywhere life takes you. Any show, any screen, anywhere. Introducing the TiVo Experience.
Call Ritter Communications today. Ritter Communications, right by you.
As part of the fight to keep cable rates affordable, Ritter is on your side against giant programming companies. Because they control programming, they make the rules, like forcing you to buy channels and bundles to get the one you like, and then hiking the price way above inflation. They even forbid cable distributors like us from telling you what channels actually cost. Join us in working for better laws that give consumers more choices and more information. We're right by you on this issue.
And welcome back to Brookland. It is homecoming. It is senior night. The seniors were just presented at the 50-yard line, the senior football players here in Brookland. Night not going so well for them so far, being shut out here 22-0 by the Trumann Wildcats.
No, but there's still another half to play. If Trumann can do it in the first half, Brookland's saying, hey, we can do it in the second half. You remember what happened last year. Brookland had the big lead going into the second half. Trumann comes back, ties it. We go into double overtime before Brookland squeaks it out.
That's true. Brookland only needed 2 minutes to make up a 14-point deficit, so they have plenty of time here tonight to make up this 22-point deficit, but have just not looked very good. And something else I just realized by looking at my notes at halftime, they averaged 202 yards a game on the ground, not anywhere close to that tonight.
Well, that's where the defensive coordinators for the Wildcats come in. They've looked at tape. They've studied what the Bearcats do. They know what's going to happen, and they've stopped the run so far successfully.
Spoke to the Brookland videographer just a second ago when I said, what's going on with the team here tonight? And basically what he took away was they cannot stop the run of Trumann. So got to continue to stop that run and have to start establishing some sort of semblance of a running game yourself. And there again are your halftime stats. 1 for 3 passing the ball from Trumann, but like you said, don't really need to. They've got the ground game established. 24 carries for 136 yards and 3 TDs on the ground. And again, way off that average. 15 carries, 13 yards on the ground for Brookland. Way off that average at 202 yards a game.
And that 20-yard pass was on a 4th down conversion that set up the first score for the Wildcats.
2 of those 3 attempts were that way.
Yes.
Dropping back and going for it on 4th down. But again, that's kind of the benefit you have when your punter is your quarterback. You kind of catch the receiving team off guard there. And they did the first time. As the teams are stretching, getting warmed up here. Still probably just a little over a minute away out. And looking ahead, Trumann, after tonight's game, they will host Cave City and then end up at Highland. So this is going to be a big win for Trumann, no doubt. But really just kind of builds momentum. And if they can take this momentum off 2 straight victories for the first time in 4 years, Cave City is a game that possibly could be got at home.
That could be a win for either one of these squads. They got it at home. Brookland's got a goal there. And Cave City is trying their best. They're trying to hold off Westside for that 4th spot in the 4A3 playoffs. Because you got to think Pocahontas, Gosnell, Highlands got 1, 2, 3. After that, between Cave City and Westside, they are battling for a playoff.
Did you run across a Cave City score?
I have not seen
tonight?
a Cave City score yet.
Again, they are 2-2, so with this win tonight, if Cave City happens to lose tonight, Trumann picks up the win, and they're sitting with the same conference record.
Yes.
So right there about the middle of the pack. And we mentioned before, it gets a little bit, a little slightly easier for Brookland as well, although I thought they would have had a much better showing so far here tonight, but they go to Harrisburg, which is 0-4 as well. Depending on what happens tonight with Harrisburg, that could be a battle of winless teams in the conference next week. And then they finish up at Cave City, which again, I think if they can get that 202 yard a game average on the ground together and play like they're used to playing, again, that's a game that could be gotten, but a lot of work for Brookland to do to try to catch up here in this second half and get this win, the first of the year in the 4A3. We are just about set for this kickoff. Trumann will receive. Again, lightning pace on that first half. A little squib. And caught at the 40-yard line. And that was a little bit of an unusual choice right there.
Yeah, they were trying to catch them napping there on the onside kick. So that's going to give good field position for the Wildcats to open up this second half.
Ball will be on the 41 of Trumann.
Second half coverage of Live Tubetown Sports brought to you by Kaiser LP Gas. Kaiser LP Gas can fill all your propane needs, agriculture, commercial, and residential. Call today, 870-526-2198, Kaiser LP Gas.
First play of the second half for the Wildcats is a Grayson Dye run. He gets out across the 45.
Jacob Skura. Gain of 4 brings up second down 6.
He gains 4. Second and 6. And also want to just thank everyone for watching us here live, back on the air live, Tubetown High School football. And again, use social media, as Wes would say, kind of stealing his line, but hashtag True versus Bro here tonight. We want to know what you think about our coverage this year, because we only got 2 more of these after tonight.
2 more of these, then we're going to hit it hard with hoops.
Tough run right there by the QB. That's going to be enough to move the chains.
Stopped by Trey Newman, who's picked up now his 7th tackle for the Bearcats. He's putting in some good work for Brookland.
Trumann on their side of the field, or on the Brookland side of the field now, 47-yard line. A give to Dye, right side.
54 again.
Didn't get much.
Grayson Dye on the carry.
Maybe 2.
If
he got down to the 45.
Gain of 1 brings up second down 9.
For the complete schedule of prep football in Tubetown, log on to our website, www.tubetownonline.com. Full schedule's on the homepage. You can also order DVD copies of all of our high school sports programming.
And Wes, you know what next week is?
Rivalry week.
And
Halloween.
We've been looking for it all year. Big rivalry game, EPC and Marktree. Halloween night from the tree.
Hit out to Kane Wright. Hit by a trio of tackles led by number 63, Jacob Skura.
That play went backwards.
To the line of scrimmage brings up 3rd down and 9.
1 for 4 on 3rd down so far. We're going to bring up a 3rd and 9, 3rd and long for the Wildcats. Speaking of next week, go ahead and join us. It's Rivalry Week on Tubetown. We'll be back in Marktree as the Indians host their rivals from East Poinsett County, the Warriors come to town in Big 2A3 action prep football in Tubetown. Presented by Armor Seed and Kaiser LP Gas.
Yeah, what a play right there. It looked like it was almost just dropped into the hands of Dalton Carter.
Brought down by Trey Newman.
Get close to 5 on the play.
Sets up 4th down and 5.
And
you know that they're going to go for it.
Yeah, I assume they're going for it.
We haven't seen a punt by the Wildcats all night. Why start now?
So Lyles comes back in after getting the play.
And they've converted on 2 out of the 3.
And they may get him with illegal motion that time. Yeah, Bearcats didn't move at all, and Dalton Carter was a little surprised, but kind of thought it was on him. And the Bearcat is on the field. That is a shiny mascot. Is that just a homecoming outfit, or is he always decked out like that?
I wonder if that's the homecoming dress for the Bearcat. If he's gonna.
Well, and he's the popular one right now. It's pitcher time with the Bearcat. So after the penalty, move it back a little bit further, and are we going to have a punt, or is this going to be yet another fake?
Executive producer Marcus Carlton just said, that's the Ric Flair robe. Woo!
We're a long way from Charlotte, baby.
The punt is down at the 20-yard line. Bearcats take over 1st and 10.
That's the first punt.
And I'm a little shocked.
we're all sitting up here waiting for something else to happen.
So Brookland will get it at the 21.
It's homecoming on the hill tomorrow, Brandon, as Razorbacks host the Blazers of UAB. 11 o'clock on the SEC Network. You can watch it on Ritter Channel 72 and HD on Channel 222.
And how have you enjoyed the SEC Network this year? It's totally changed sports and football.
I have enjoyed it immensely as an SEC fan.
Gain of 1 brings up 2nd down 9.
Play to Gardner. So you spot the ball.
About 3rd and 5, it looks like, from here. Brookland looks like they're trying to get into a little hurry-up mode. And they didn't go anywhere fast.
Handoff goes to Brett Robinson.
Brett Robinson getting the carry.
So now we're at 4th and 5.
4th and 5. Looks like it may be closer to 4th and 6.
And this is dangerous from this side of the field. You're on the about the 25-yard line. Going for that. If you don't make it, that's going to give Trumann some great field position.
Rainwater hands it off to Robinson on the right side.
We got a flag. I think this one's going to come back. Brookland got called for holding.
And every time they get something going positive, take 2 steps backwards.
Aiden Sharp, number 72. You saw the official give the number there. He got caught holding.
And Wes, we're already at 6.5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
While they're bringing this up, I'd like to thank our sponsors for making live prep football be able to have for you. Armor Seed, Kaiser LP Gas, Farmers Bank and Trust, First United Methodist Church of Mark Tree, First Delta Bank, and Woodford Sales. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor of any of our prep sports, call Marcus Carlton 870-336-2318. 4th down and 15 now.
Noah Mitchell on to punt. At what point do you get more aggressive? I would think starting with the next series you have to.
Well, it looked like they had the first down there, except for the hold on the line. I mean, they did a good job there.
Nice snap. Ooh. Just gets it away.
And there's a flag on the play on that one, too. So, the personal foul, roughing the kicker.
It ended up hitting Garrett Barnes on the way down.
So if that was a true 15 yards to the first down, we look like we might have a spot because it's a 15-yard personal foul penalty. Wait to see where the ball is actually spotted at. And that's a 7th penalty against Trumann for 57 yards against them. So that's going to be a first down for Brookland.
Yeah, now Trumann committing the big penalties, particularly if Brookland can mount a scoring drive here. Rainwater in the split shotgun.
Brad Robinson on the carry. Taken down by Kane Wright.
Fake to Gardner, give to Robinson.
Brings us 2nd down, 9.
Robinson with just a yard. Now Rainwater keeps it. Big physical run. May get 2 or 3.
Yeah, that's going to be number 5 for a little extra activity after the whistle had already blown.
Willie Moore.
That's going to be another personal foul there.
Willie Moore, who had a flare up in the first half, a little pushing incident. I don't think that was malicious or intentional, but it was so late.
Yeah, the whistle had already blown 2-3 times, and then he put him down on the ground. So it's going to add on 15 after the run.
And Trumann probably deserves as much credit on this drive as Brookland does, handing the Bearcats over 30 yards so far on this drive.
Yeah.
Keep by Rainwater. He actually has some room this time. Stiff arms the man's down and stays on his feet here, near side down to the 30-yard line, and that's probably been the biggest play for the Bearcats all night long.
Big run there by Rainwater. Bring him all the way down to the Trumann 30-yard line.
Rainwater again working out of that split with Garner and Robinson. Went to Robinson this time.
Gain of 2 brings up 2nd down, 8.
A little confusion on Truman's side. There was a lineman trying to run out like he was being substituted, but he was the 11th man out there, so there wasn't a 12-man penalty.
Rainwater keeps it again.
Rainwater keeps the football. Brought down by Kane Wright.
That's big. Number 76 who's coming off now, Eli Johnson. He was all the way at the Trumann sideline.
Total confusion that time. Rainwater's going to end up getting stuffed for a loss.
Yeah, and that was
slung down after the play again, calling for another flag.
That's, now they're 0 for 6 on 3rd downs.
Sets up 4th down and 6.
I don't believe the penalty was called that time.
No, there was no penalty on that one.
He was stood up.
Say 4th and 4th and 5.
Rainwater fakes to Gardner, and now
he
had a good play. Yeah, he
was
Robinson
wide open. Robinson was.
Change of possession. Trumann takes over 1st and 10.
So a misfire hands the ball back over to Trumann.
3:34.
Best drive that the Bearcats had all night and come up empty again.
And they really, the biggest play was about a 25-yard gain by Rainwater on that run. But other than that, they didn't have anything as far as yardage on the drive. It was all Trumann with the penalties.
Because he had 30 yards with the penalties from the Wildcats on that one.
Another keeper by Lyles.
Justin Lyles on the carry, brought down by Dylan Morris.
Going to be 2nd down. Not much of a gain.
Brings up 2nd down 9.
All at the 28 of Trumann. Looks like the give was to die again on that one.
Tackle made by number 66.
And you know Trumann is content with just chewing this clock up. They've got plenty of points to win this game now.
Very much so. But the thing is, you don't want to get in coast mode too soon.
And they kind of have appeared to do that with the penalties on the other end, and then, like you said, the kind of the confusion of running the man on at the last second. Sometimes your focus level just kind of dips a bit in this game.
Okay, we was looking at the Earl EPC score. Last score I have now is at the half, with Earl up 14-12 over the Warriors.
The Warriors have responded, bounced back.
Inside handoff, good for a 2-yard gain.
After pretty much laying an egg last week.
4th down and 3.
Against Cross County. And I think it was just a matter, again, of last week Cross County punched EPC in the mouth pretty hard after that, of course, that long run that opened up the game from Aaron Scales and knocked him down a couple of times, and they just weren't the same.
Another punt.
Trumann does punt it away.
Takes a good Trumann bounce.
It's going to end up at about the 30, or I'm sorry,
touchdown inside the 30-yard line.
About the 26 appears to be where the drive will start for Brookland.
Already $1:18 left to go in the third quarter. This third quarter has gone by fast. Of course, you're going to have that when you have two running teams.
Well, and again, this has got to be the largest, quietest crowd I've seen in a long time. They haven't had much to cheer for since this game started, honestly.
Move up, Willie.
It is a packed house. But the Bearcats have just not responded here at this Trumann Wildcat Club.
Brought down by Cavante Andrews.
Rainwater keeps it.
Brings up 2nd down 5.
Five-yard gain for the senior QB, Drake Rainwater. We'll see him in a basketball jersey in just a matter of a month or so. Just nowhere to go right there for Robinson.
Robinson tried to reverse it back, and Trumann was all over that.
30 seconds.
0 for 6 so far on third down conversions when they're going, and now it's 3rd and 8. We're about 20 seconds left to go in the quarter. They're going to have to run a play, though, because there's 15 on the play clock.
Rainwater. He does find his man.
That's going to be close to a first.
Cody Pemberton trying to stretch that ball out a little bit further. Not sure the official was buying it. The spot is going to be at about the 38.
They went ahead and give them a first down.
Move the chains.
11.6.
And that pass is good enough for another Bearcat. First down.
Pemberton's second catch for 24 yards here tonight.
That's the first third down conversion for the Bearcats.
And that was so close to an interception for number 53, Mario Cifuentes.
28 seconds left.
He had it in his hands. The big man was thinking about a touchdown.
He was thinking, what touchdown dance he going to do when he goes 35 yards.
And he is still upset at himself.
Well, less than a second left to go on the clock. This will be the last play of the third quarter.
Robinson in motion, ends up keeping it. And he's got room up the right side, drug down, another first down for the Bearcats. So no flags on the play, a little bit of momentum heading into the fourth quarter. It's going to be 1st and 10 Bearcats, but again in that big 22-point hole. We'll step aside for a quick break. We'll be right back for fourth quarter action here live on Tubetown.
Ready, blue F-150, red Mustang, hey, hey, hey!
Terry Wood along with Bert Harrison and Wood Ford Sales in Trumann. We've got our entire inventory teed up, ready to kick off the season of big savings.
Terry, we've got any crew cab XLT on the lot, $9,000 off. We got them in Razorback Red, Red Wolf Red, or any color you want.
Hey, let the other guys punt. Come on down to Wood Ford Sales in Trumann and score big.
This is where we're passing the savings along to you.
Wood Ford Sales in Trumann, where you don't pay more, you just get more.
Join us next week when it's Rivalry Week on Tubetown. We'll be back in Martree as the Indians host the rivals, the East Poinsett County Warriors in 2A3 action. Prep football in Tubetown presented by Armor Seed and Kaiser LP Gas.
We got a young lady right there on screen who knows what she's doing. Turn around and face the camera. She's got it figured out. Some air time, free air time right there. So 22-0 is your score, 1 quarter to go. Now Brookland probably has as much momentum right now on this drive as they've had all night long.
Well, not only this drive, but the drive before, they end up with the 30 yards with the penalty. It's a big 20-something yard gain by Rainwater, and now they're marching right back there at midfield.
Rainwater dumps it out successfully to Robinson. He gets positive yardage and breaks free. Now it's going to be a foot race down to the 20-10 goal line. He's in. Way to sneak through by Brett Robinson, and finally a big positive play. Looking for Laundry. I don't see any. That's going to count. 50 yards. And a touchdown from Rainwater to Robinson.
Big time.
Let's see how the Bearcats handle this unusual formation here. And the direct snap to number 23, Cody Pemberton, in. What a play to get the 2-point conversion. It is now 22-8. Bearcats strike quick. Still have just under 12 minutes to try to get 2 more scores in this game. Let's step aside for a quick break. We'll be right back for this exciting fourth quarter here live on Tubetown.
In Luke chapter 10, Jesus says, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." We at Mark Tree United Methodist Church are not perfect, but we are trying. We want you to know there is room in this sanctuary, in this congregation, and in our hearts for you. Come on in, neighbor.
Come on in, neighbors.
We are back in Brookland. Brookland finally gets on the board. It took 6 plays, a minute 31 off the clock. Big 50-yard TD pass play from Robinson, breaking out of traffic and sneaking down the right side. to score the points, and then an unusual setup. And what is he doing now? Look, Wes, I know you probably don't appreciate that too much. You see he's got a cane.
He's got the cane. He's got the black glasses, the stripes. Poor Bearcats went blind after that 50-yard.
Onside kick attempt. It bounces.
The onside kick is recovered by Trumann.
Looks like Kane White did gather it. So down by 14. Still a chance here for Brookland. They need a stop, which they've got plenty of those lately.
Hey, Marcus, I tried to tell Brandon
Top 6 World Series play. Kansas City Royals up 1-0. And the series it's tied 1-1 with the San Francisco Giants.
So Trumann takes over. Lyles has it. It's like he's going to end up getting across midfield.
Brings us second down, 10.
Now it's
Right at
Trumann
midfield.
trying to get something started. At the half, Brandon, North Little Rock had a 70-0 lead over the Marion Patriots.
Phone it in from there. My goodness.
Wow.
Bring in the fourth string. Grayson Dye. He has room. Grayson racing up the right side and finally drug down at the 25.
That's exactly what the Wildcats needed here in the second half. They kind of not really struggled, but they hadn't put any points on the board. And after this big scoring play by Brookland, they needed some big play like that. Give it to your senior all-conference player, Grayson Dye.
And exactly what the Bearcats did not need on a 2nd and 9 from midfield.
Cross County's keeping their winning ways going. They're up 56-13 over the Rector Cougars. And that's in the third.
Ball here's on the 23. Lyles again with that fake. Gets it over the 20.
Justin Lyles is the quarterback keeper. Brought down by Trey Newman. Case Fuller brings us second down, 6.
Give him 4 on the carry.
And that clock just keeps dwindling down. We're about 10 minutes left. We'll be under 10 by the time the next snap's.
Yeah, we might have just witnessed the backbreaker right there from Grayson Dye, 25-yard run, because you know the way Trumann is playing and running this ball that they're going to chew the time off the clock. 2nd and 5, so just 5 yards away from yet another first down and eating up another couple minutes of the clock. Trumann Wildcats, again, if you're just now joining us, looking for their 2nd win in a row for only, well, really the first time in 4 years. Last time they did it was 2010 when they made the playoffs. Have not won back-to-back games since then. Already with 2 wins on the year.
3rd and 1.
Be 3rd and 1. They're 1 for 6 on 3rd down conversions. But you think the way they've ran it here last couple of times.
Ball at the 14-yard line. 3rd and 1.
Rush 2.
Lyles with the keeper. He might have snuck through for enough. I don't know. It's going to be close.
Depends on the spot, and I can't tell from this angle.
He was stood up pretty quickly, but had a good break off the ball.
Straight ahead. Brought down by Trey Newman.
Zapp calls it first down. Whitehead calls it first down.
Ball's at the 11.
And if you look over there, Brandon, they do not have to get a score a touchdown to get into the first down. They're about half a yard to a yard shy there. So they can go ahead and get first down yardage without scoring.
8.5 to go.
And they started this drive with 11:45 left to go, so they are eating up 3 minutes.
With this style of play, you do have to be more physical than your opponent. And Coach Waymire again is trying to implement that off-season workout program to at least be. You can control whether or not you're the stronger or more physical team out there. You can control that in off-season programs and hard work and dedication, and that's what Coach Waymire wants. And I really think they have been the more physical team here. Again, Brookland has not really been able to stop that running attack of Trumann. It's led to 3 big scores already and looking for more. Ball on the 6-yard line. $16 rushes now on the night for the QB, Justin Lyles. Keeper again.
He might have got a couple out of it.
Picked up by Trey Newman. Brings up 3rd down and 3.
They converted on 1 3rd down already this drive.
3 yards, the yards needed to pick up a first down. Right in front of the goal line. Tick-tock, 6:45 to go. Again with that spinner play, Lyles breaks free and in the end zone for a Wildcat touchdown. That's going to make it 28-8 and probably just seal the deal. Lyles with a 5-yard TD run right there. So quarterback Justin Lyles, his 2nd TD on the night on the ground.
Timeout called
I
by
believe
Trumann.
Trumann wants to talk about what they want to do here.
They're keeping it here.
Yeah, we'll keep it right here with just about 6.5 to go. It's 28-8. Trumann still with an extra point to come, or extra point attempt.
So that play drive, Brandon, was just handed to me over here, but that 8 plays, 51 yards, 5:07 off the clock. And it was a 3-yard burrow by Justin Lyles.
And again, the backbreaker was the 25-yard run from Grayson Dye on a 2nd and 9. Not only did you give up the huge chunk of yardage, that probably led to another 3 to 4 minutes running off this clock.
Stay with us for the post-game, the Kaiser LP post-game report, where we'll have the First Delta Bank player of the game. Could be a number of players right now. Could be Lyles, could be Dye. Could be, if Trumann comes back, if Brookland comes back.
And there's Dye with the hurdle.
That's his 2nd hurdle of the night. 1 for 6, 1 for 2.
Makes the score 30-8. So Trumann in total control right now. Let's go ahead and take a quick break and be right back here for the last 6:38 of this 4th quarter live on Tubetown.
Over the past 60 years, First Delta Bank has been a model of community banking to Eastern Poinsett County. At First Delta Bank, our important decisions are made locally by people with hometown values and who know you as a person, not just an account number. Just like the fertile farmland of the Delta, First Delta Bank has a strong history and solid foundation of supporting our communities in Eastern Poinsett County. First Delta Bank, an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Back in Brookland, and we still have a pretty healthy crowd here, although I think the home team just lost, Wes.
It's going to take a while. It's going to take something. They're going to have to do quick strike and then onside kick that actually works, and then do another quick strike if they want to try to get back in this ball game, Randy.
And that ball's put on the ground by Garner, finally collected and drilled.
That's the second time he's done that. So that's now the fourth time they've put the ball on the ground. They haven't lost any yet, but that's the fourth time they've put the ball on the ground. Then there's your drive summary, 2 yards rush for Lyles, 8 plays, 51 yards.
So this ball is spotted, we'll call it about the 17 for Brookland to start their drive. Wes, we have a decision to make here for our player of the game. Grayson Dye, 2 TDs. Justin Lyles, 2 TDs. Both have made some spectacular plays.
Garner on the carry. Gain of 2 brings us second down, 8.
Second down and 8 now for the Bearcats. We've got a little special guest up here in the booth with us now. Amanda Tyler, the tuba player you saw during the halftime show.
The ball going deep from Rainwater, almost picked off. And the Brookland band did a great job with their first ever experience marching on the field.
I thought they did a wonderful job.
Be 3rd and 8.
We are a little partial to this tuba player, you know. She is our favorite tuba player. Being that we work with her mother.
And there she is. And I'll
wave, Amanda.
Wait a minute. She's getting too much airtime now. We're going to have to put her on the salary if we keep this up. Because I want to let you know you were on camera quite a bit out there at halftime. I know you didn't know that.
Fourth down now. 5 yards to go. And they're not going to get it.
Run by Robinson, still on his feet. Yeah, the Tubetown payroll is expanding here tonight as our talent pool grows.
Stop by Mario Cifuentes. Change of possession. Trumann will take over 1st and 10.
So Robinson may have got a few on the carry, but not enough. Again, just not a very aggressive play right there. So 5:10 to go before we can officially call this one done.
There's talk. I think they were talking about where the chains were a while ago. There hasn't been.
Ball currently sitting on just about the 27-yard line.
I think we got a
either way,
discrepancy on where the chains were.
Either way, though, it's going to result in the same thing.
Well, I think they're looking for a measurement. I don't think he was even where near the first down. But they're over there. He's over there talking to the the side judge.
First glance, it didn't appear anywhere close.
I gotta tell these guys. Here we go. There was a kick in the chain. There you go.
Now we're going to get an explanation to Coach Mills. Not sure what's.
Let's make a look at this penalty football.
Coach Mills is the one arguing his case right now and not looking satisfied.
It's going to be first down for.
Yeah.
I don't think
with a favorable spot too.
Yeah, and I don't think that even with the measurement, if they could have got one, I don't think they got the 5 yards on the play anyways.
Now, there was a lot of lateral motion in that run from Robinson. It definitely wasn't going straight up the field. It didn't appear anywhere close, but appeared to be at least 2 yards shy. But my eyes have failed me before. It's Grayson Dye now. Bounces out to the right side. Now he's got room to run. And we have a flag.
Cutout goes to Grayson Dye.
I think we're going to have a hold.
Behind the play on this near side. That one's most likely coming back.
End of 3, 2012. Earl leads EPC. But EPC's driving inside the 10 to start the fourth quarter.
Can you imagine the momentum that EPC would be rolling into Marktree next week if they could somehow beat the powerhouse of Earl?
And could you also imagine if they end up losing that game, what kind of revenge they're probably going to try to put on the Indians?
After 2 straight losses, after being 6-0, last week was only their 4th loss in 3 years, Wes. Now, if they were to lose back-to-back games, much like the opposite of this Trumann team, who is on the verge here and very close, about to wrap up their first back-to-back wins for the first time in 4 years. I don't know when the last time EPC lost 2 games in a row.
Justin Lyles on the carry, brought down by John Morris.
Well, we have our first final of the night, Brandon. Win defeats Paragould 49-7.
Doesn't sound like that one was ever in doubt. Another team who wanted to bounce back pretty heavily.
2nd down 5.
Lyles slips out of the tackle from
about 5 yards
number 63,
Justin
Jacob
Lyles
Skurlock.
Down to the 15-yard line.
Side judge is telling the chain crew to hold until he tells them. That's going to be a first down.
Under 4 minutes to go.
He's a team player. Look at that. There you go. There you go. I like that, Marcus. 350 left.
Ultimate teamwork here on this Trumann side.
Rush 16.
Handoff straight up the middle. Kane White. Dragon guys. And in for the touchdown. Kane White, the big fullback.
Goes to number 16. Kane White takes it in.
They're letting some other people score for them now. Kane White just drug Brookland defenders into the end zone.
So I have Mr. White with just his 3rd carry on the night, but does have 17 yards. And now a TD. 36-8.
It's kind of like last week. I didn't expect this score out of this ball game.
And we have a field goal attempt, but it's going to come up short.
No,
it
it's
goes
in.
through.
It went over. Barely, but it went over.
It did indeed. So 37-8. Extra point good. Let's step aside for another quick break and return with more live high school football here on Tubetown.
Over the past 60 years, First Delta Bank has been a model of community banking to eastern Poinsett County. At First Delta Bank, our important decisions are made locally by people with hometown values and who know you as a person, not just an account number. Just like the fertile farmland of the Delta, First Delta Bank has a strong history and solid foundation of supporting our communities in eastern Poinsett County. First Delta Bank, an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Back in Brookland, 37-8 is now your score. Hasn't gone so well for the hometown crowd, and you've seen as we've taken that shot right there, there are fewer and fewer fans in it.
It kind of got a little chilly tonight, and they decided to go on home or start the homecoming dance a little early.
And congratulations to this Trumann squad. Covered a game of theirs 2 years ago, and you know it wasn't very good. Game at Valley View, rough year last year, and now they appear to be really turning it around. There is your drive summary: 4 plays, 26 yards, ends up being a 15-yard TD run by Kane White, the big fullback.
That took 1:44 off the clock, B.
.336 to go. So Brookland trying to get through this.
They still got all 3 timeouts remaining. Truman's got 2.
Handoff is to Robinson. And I'd say he's down.
With a handful of jersey there.
Ends up getting about 3 yards. Rainwater keeps it himself. Got a couple of blockers up on the left side, near side here, but
you got, if you're not going to use the timeouts, you got, if you're going to rush the ball, you got to try to at least get to the sidelines, get out of bounds, stop the clock, because now we're under 3 remaining in the game. It's going to be 3rd down and 3. They're 1 for 8 on 3rd downs tonight, or the Bearcats. And there's a 1st down plus some.
Brett Robinson finally gets tripped down just shy of the 30-yard line.
Good run by Robinson there.
Takes the ball all the way down to the 31-yard line.
So that'll momentarily stop the clock.
First down.
Over 30 yards for Robinson. Give it to him again. No, Rainwater keeps it.
Good job by Rainwater.
It's going to pick up about half the yardage needed.
Big Rainwater keeps the football.
Clock approaching 2 minutes to go.
Brings up 2nd down and 2.
Brookland is going to go to 0-5 in the 4A3.
Good 1st down there.
Ty Garner on the carry.
Picked up by
down to 12.
Ty Garner, number 29. Pick up another 1st down. There's no quit in this Bearcat team. They may be going to 0-5, but there's no quit in this Bearcat team. They are hustling back to the line, trying to get some plays ran.
A lot of work for Robinson now.
Handoff goes to Brett Robinson, brought down by Kane White.
Gain of maybe a yard.
9.
Rainwater close to being hit from behind. Ball up for grabs and caught. Big catch. That was Devin Huffman
with a nice touchdown grab. Put 6 on the board for the Bearcats.
Striking late.
They're going to go for 2 more.
(37-14) currently the score.
They try that play one more time over there.
A big handful of Jersey.
2-point conversion is no good.
And we'll keep it right here. 1:14 to go on the clock. 37-14.
Again, next week we're going to be in Martree. It's rivalry week on Tubetown as the Indians host the Warriors of East Poinsett County. 2A3 action. And could be some big playoff implications for EPC. And Martree, you know they would love to spoil EPC's momentum going into the playoffs and make them go on the road for the first round in the playoffs.
Being that it's EPC and Martree's going to be ready no matter what. Going through a quarterback change since we saw them last. So we'll get a look at a little bit different Indian squad next week. Ball on the tee. There is your drive summary. 7 plays, 70 yards.
Buck 18 off the floor, off the clock.
13-yard TD for Devin Huffman.
Good job that time by Kane White to call for the fair catch on the onside kick. So it depends on how the Bearcats use their timeouts here, how many plays Truman's actually going to have to use, because there's only $1:12 left to go.
Or will they use their timeouts? I mean, there's teaching moments in every game, but at this point, I think you let this one go.
Kane White on the carry.
Tough run again by Kane White. He gets the ball, it's bear hugs it.
Yeah, that was funny there. The Zap, our statistician, said tackled by the whole team.
Pretty much.
Just give a quarter of a tackle to everybody. Remember to stay tuned to the Kaiser LP post-game report. We'll bring the first Delta Bank player of the game. During the break, we're going to have to discuss who we want to put on there.
And a kneel.
Justin Miles
maybe the first time we've seen victory formation all year.
That's going to do it. They don't have to put another play as long as Brookland's not going to call a timeout.
So how about that Trumann squad, everybody? Back-to-back wins for the first time in 4 years will now be 2-3 in 4A3 conference play, 3-5 overall. What a turnaround that Coach Waymire, Scott Waymire, is working on there in Trumann.
And they got who's left on their Cave City and who else, Brandon?
Well, yeah, next week home versus Cave City, then they do have the big win at Highland to finish the season. But either way, a lot of momentum gained here in the last couple of weeks by Trumann. A lot different team than we've seen the last couple of weeks. And again, unfortunately, Brookland's going to fall to 0-5 in conference play and 2-6 overall. So let's step away for a quick break. We'll hear from all of our sponsors here that brought you live football here on Tubetown, and we'll be right back to wrap it up.
This is a seed, and this is a farmer. Together, they're responsible for creating 1 in 12 American jobs. Yes, you heard right. 1 in 12 American jobs are related to the family farm. From row to row across this great nation, every farmer counts.
Guys,
Kaiser LP Gas Company is a family-owned propane company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural customers in Craighead, Crittenden, Poinsett, and Mississippi counties in northeast Arkansas. Located on Highway 181 South in Kaiser, Arkansas, Kaiser LP Gas can fill all of your propane needs, whether it's for farm equipment, your home, or business. Kaiser LP Gas has you covered. Call today at 870-526-2198.
Are you ready for a change? Vote Tommy Abbott for mayor of Blytheville. Leadership is the foundation, and if we don't get this right, nothing else matters. We need to put together the proper team with community involvement. We need to make sure our finances are in order. We need to reestablish public trust. Safety and security is a high priority for our families in our parks and on our streets, and taking responsibility for our neighborhoods. Our children's safety is my #1 priority. Their future is all our responsibility. I need your vote on November 4th if we're serious about change.
Come support the Blytheville Emergency Squad as they host their annual fundraising auction on Saturday, November 1st at Walker Park in Blytheville. The first ever Chuck Wilder Memorial Ride will take place in the morning to kick off a full day of fun for the whole family. Kids Fest, noon till 4. Silent auction starts at 4. Live auction starts at 6. It's the 2014 Blytheville Emergency Squad fundraising auction, Saturday, November 1st at Walker Park in Blytheville.
In Luke chapter 10, Jesus says, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." We at Mark Tree United Methodist Church are not perfect, but we are trying. We want you to know there is room in this sanctuary, in this congregation, and in our hearts for you. Come on in, neighbor.
Over the past 60 years, First Delta Bank has been a model of community banking to eastern Poinsett County. At First Delta Bank, our important decisions are made locally by people with hometown values and who know you as a person, not just an account number. Just like the fertile farmland of the Delta, First Delta Bank has a strong history and solid foundation of supporting our communities in eastern Poinsett County. First Delta Bank, an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
The National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 10 p.m. At 7:48 p.m. This has now been upgraded to a tornado warning. We have confirmation of a tornado on the ground. You need to seek emergency shelter immediately. Take cover now. Move to an interior room away from...
Hi, I'm Michael Crawley. There are many reasons people fall into debt: unexpected illness, loss of income, or a basic mismanagement of finances. Don't feel like you're alone. At the Crawley Law Firm, we work hard to help you break free from these burdens. Our team will guide you step by step so you understand the process. Call us today at the Crawley Law Firm to schedule your free consultation in either our Jonesboro or Forest City office.
Well, I don't know nothing about faxing, but I know something about fishing. Every Sunday, 7 o'clock, it's on Tubetown.
Crowbar is back. Sundays, 7 p.m. on Tubetown, Channel 21.
Here's what your fellow citizens are saying about Blytheville mayoral candidate Tommy Abbott. Eddie Chu of Delta Auto Parts says, "I've known Tommy and his family since they first came here. I worked with him while he was growing up, and I think he'll make a real good leader for Blytheville." Kelly Snyder says, "I believe in you and believe that God has great plans for you as mayor." Bill Kenner says, "My mission statement is, if you see a need, fulfill that need. I see a need and you are the solution." If you're serious about change, vote Tommy Abbott for mayor on November 4th.
Ritter Communications gives you a universe of TV shows, and now TiVo brings you even more. Movies, music, and videos from the web. Get it all in one place and take it anywhere life takes you. Any show, any screen, anywhere. Introducing the TiVo Experience.
Call Ritter Communications today. Ritter Communications, right by you.
As part of the fight to keep cable rates affordable, Ritter is on your side against giant programming companies. Because they control programming, they make the rules, like forcing you to buy channels and bundles to get the one you like, and then hiking the price way above inflation. They even forbid cable distributors like us from telling you what channels actually cost. Join us in working for better laws that give consumers more choices and more information. We're right by you on this issue.
Welcome to the Kaiser LP post-game report as the Wildcats of Trumann come back with a 37-14 victory over the Brookland Bearcats. Kaiser LP Gas is a sponsor of this. Kaiser LP Gas can fill all your propane needs, agriculture, commercial, and residential. Call today, 870-526-2198. Kaiser LP Gas. And we've come up with 2 players of the game brought to you by First Delta Bank. First Delta Bank now offers customized debit cards. Make your debit card as unique as you are with First Delta Bank. Serving youth locations in Trumann, Mark Tree, and Tyronza. First Delta Bank, member FDIC. They are number 2, Justin Lyles. Number 3, Grayson Dye. Both of the Trumann Wildcats. 4 combined touchdowns on the ground, 33 rushing yards, 194 combined yards. Brandon, you don't get much better than that.
Yep, they pretty much set the pace and the tone and dominated this Brookland side, and I still believe that the off-season workout program that Coach Waymeyer has put and got his kids to buy into, the ones that stayed on the team and went all the way through it, they were the more physical team out here tonight. Beating a team like that, a team who averages 202 yards on the ground. That's Brookland, but not tonight.
Not tonight. The Trumann defense gave up some yardage in the second half, so they end up with 132 yards on the ground, 91 yards in the air, 2 touchdowns and an interception for the Bearcats, but they held them to 100 yards under their season average.
Yeah, and again, Brookland ended up with some decent passing numbers on the night. 5 for 9, 91 yards, 2 TDs, did have the pick. So, they may have waited a little bit too late, but senior quarterback Drake Rainwater did not look very accurate all night. He ended up with some decent numbers, but when they did set up passing plays, he was missing receivers. I had a couple of that just out of the backfield where he was just off on the play.
And the one fade pass to the end zone there looked pretty. Too little, too late for Rainwater, but that was a great pass there by him.
Coming out into the second half, I was a little surprised that they didn't do a little bit more trying to pass the ball. But again, hats off to Trumann. I mean, they are really building this thing and trying to build up some winning traditions. Go to Cave City or host Cave City next week. This Brookland squad will be at Harrisburg. Good opportunity for them to finally pick up their first win in the 4A3. So don't forget next week it is Halloween, big 2A3 matchup in Mark Tree. EPC Warriors and the Mark Tree Indians. So cannot wait for that one.
We're ready to go with it. We appreciate you joining us tonight here on Tubetown.
And that'll do it for my partner, Wes Cisco, Zap on Stats, Alex and Richard running camera, joined by Andy Manus running graphics for us tonight. Thanks for stopping by. And our executive producer is Marcus Carlton. I am Brendan Reed. We'll see you in Mark Tree next week.